Welcome to An Evening With, the show where you truly get to know the person behind the music. I'm your host, Gail Taplin, and I'm delighted you've joined me for An Evening with Rich Baxter.
42 days on the road roll by, with everyone feeling like the first. New faces every day in a blink of an eye, never any time to rehearse. The lights on, the mic's on, I'm a strumming and a humming in the dark of night. I'm on, right on, where there's 1,000 miles of proud delight. 42 days on a different stage, the shining lights in my face. I'm a sweating and a bleeding on my fingertips while singing Amazing Grace. The lights on, the mic's on, I'm a strumming and a humming in the misty night. I'm on, right on, where there's 1,000 miles of proud delight. Second in the day to lay my burden down, but then I think of you each day on every mile. But then this can't replace my love for you, sweet child. Give or take a few, I've been running myself to the ground. Don't get me wrong, it's what I do, but I'm glad to be homeward bound. The lights on, the mic's on, I'm a strumming and a humming in the pale moonlight. I'm on, right on, well it's 1,000 miles of proud delight. The mic's on, the lights on, I'm a strumming and a humming in the dark of night. I'm on, right on, where there's 1,000 miles of proud delight.
Well, that's certainly put me in the mood for this evening's programme. Coming up, we'll be chatting to Rich and hearing more of his music. Also, by popular demand, we have a special message from the band you voted as October's Guest Artists of the Month, Rix 2. We'll get some insight into what life has been like for them since they were on the show and what they have planned for the summer showcase. So, stay tuned for that. For now, let's get to know a bit more about Rich.
Hi, hello. Yeah, my name's Rich Baxter. I'm 49 years old, which I'm struggling to believe that I'm in my 50th year now. And yeah, I've been in Bournemouth since 1999, but originally from Milton Keynes, where the journey effectively started to get me where I am now. And I think there's quite a story to tell, and hopefully you'll find out a lot more about it.
So tell me about how you got into music, where, when?
Yeah, definitely the journey started very, very young. My dad was I don't know if he was full-time, but he did music a lot. He was in a band called the Ricochets when he was much younger in the 1960s, and he actually got offered a record contract when he was during that time, and he pretty much turned it down because he wanted to start a family. So if he didn't say no to that, I don't think I would have existed, quite frankly. So I think it was sort of born and bred into it. My sister's 3 years older than me, so she was one step ahead of me with the music.
Discuss your journey in the music industry.
Yeah, journey, again, very long one, because there's different segments, different stages. So when I was growing up in Milton Keynes, it took me a long time to actually play the drums, to be fair, because my parents were didn't want the noise of a drum kit in a house, which is understandable. I'm not sure I would, quite frankly. But by the time I actually built my own drum kit when I was 10, so I didn't think they had much choice in the matter. So they actually finally bought me one, and I was sort of drumming by age of 12 in a band. And by the time I was 13, 14, we were out gigging. We had to ask pubs permission that, the drummer's only 13. Is it okay? And it was always approved. And so we were called. We had many different names: Living Spirits, Out of Control, and we plumped for Stone Cold Sober in the end, which most of us weren't. Although I was only 13, so I had to be. Yeah, it eventually became an absolute passion of mine. I did many school projects playing drums, but eventually I did actually make that decision to put down the drumsticks for good and switch to the guitar, and because something happened in my life where I had to make the decision to go back to music, because I missed out on all that time when I was in my 20s and 30s that I felt that I could have done better. And something quite major happened to me to make that decision, and that's when I thought, well, I can't be a full-time drummer. That's impossible. It's the luck of the draw. Otherwise, I'll just be part of a local band and earn pittance every single night, and that doesn't pay for the bills. So that's when I really did turn to the guitar and thought, I better learn this instrument and get it right. And I had a vision of actually playing the drums and the guitar at the same time, which was quite complicated in my head, and I didn't think it would actually happen. But from that point to now, I've actually made that happen. I am now playing the drums at the same time as playing the guitar, which sounds, if anyone's watching this, they're probably thinking, how is that even possible? But you'll see on the performances, and it's my own invention effectively. It's something that I created for many years, and it's finally come to fruition, which is great.
Your idol, Kurt Custer.
Kurt Custer, yeah. So this is going back to my drumming days. I was playing a little bit of guitar at the time, so we're talking 1988 was the first time I heard Custer. That's the stage name he goes by, is Custer. He doesn't use Kurt Custer. I bought an album called Copperhead Road by Steve Earle, and I was blown away by it. I remember exactly where I was in the car at the exact moment when I first heard the song from the album, and I was blown away by the song, the quality of the songwriting, but the drumming was just something I'd never heard before. And I said to myself, right, that's the type of drummer I want to be.
Now I have the pleasure of being joined by Rich. Good evening.
Good evening, thanks for having me.
Great to see you, and that was terrific.
Thank you.
When we caught up with you before, you mentioned that a change had happened in your life that pushed you to pursue music full time. Can you tell us a bit more about what it was that caused you to start a new chapter in your life?
Sure, I mean, it's a very sensitive subject, but without it happening, I wouldn't be here doing it now, so I'm happy to talk about it. 2 days after my 40th birthday, I was happily diagnosed with cancer, which is not the, life begins at 40, as they say.
Bombshell.
But it was a bombshell.
Yeah.
It knocked me for 6, quite frankly. And I found it very difficult to focus on anything at the time.
I'm sure.
Especially my work back then. But in a kind of weird way, I wouldn't recommend it, but I'm kind of happy that I went through it, because I had to have chemotherapy, which again was a shock. I just thought it'd be an operation, carry on with life. But the chemo just knocked me for 6, and I have to say, whilst I was recovering from that, I kind of remembered what I said at school, that I wanted to be a full-time musician, and I hadn't done that. So as they say, life begins at 40. That was the moment that I kind of woke up and thought,
wow,
that I have to do this now.
Yeah. What had you been doing before?
I worked for a headphone company, so we manufactured and we did training seminars all across the world for a headphone manufacturer, a very famous one. But it was time to stop doing that and time to focus on what I really wanted to do.
So you'd always been involved in the industry in some way or another, but now you were going to start living your dream.
Yes, and
when did you start? Sorry.
No, it's fine. I did actually start gigging way back when I was 12 years old. I passed my GCSEs by inviting my music teacher along to one of my gigs. I mean, what a great way to pass your GCSEs.
Got on her good side.
It was easy. So I've always been gigging, and I've been gigging for a long time, but that was with the drums. This is something different for me now. So
okay.
It's a new chapter.
Brilliant. Well, that's an incredible story. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now, as Rich is going to get himself set up over there for his next performance, he wanted us to let you know of an organisation that helped him, Macmillan. Now, Macmillan, as we're probably all aware, help people out with cancer treatment, but that's not just what they do. They help your family, they give advice. So if this programme has raised some issues amongst you and you think you want to talk to someone about it, then the number will appear on the screen here. So please, you know, if you're worried, give them a call. As ever, if you've got any comments on this week's episode of An Evening With, or if you'd like to suggest an artist to appear on the show, please do get in touch on Twitter at An Evening With or via email. So, Rich is now all set up and ready to go. Please enjoy this wonderful cover of Jack and Diane.
A little ditty about Jack and Diane, two American kids growing up in the heartland. Jackie's gonna be, a football star, and Diane's sitting on the front seat of Jackie's car. Sucking on chili dog outside the tasty freeze. Diane's sitting on Jackie's lap, she's got the hands between her knees, yeah. Jackie says, hey Diane, run up behind the shady trees. Triple off those Bobby Brook, girl, let me do as I please. He said, oh yeah, the life goes on long after this thrill of living is gone. Oh yeah, the life goes on long after this thrill of living is gone. To walk on. Jackie sits back, collects his thoughts for a moment. He scratches his head and does his best James Dean. Well then, now Diane, we're gonna run up to the city. And Diane says, baby, you ain't missing nothing. Jackie says, oh yeah, the life goes on long after this thrill of living is gone. Oh yeah, the life goes on long after this thrill of living is gone. Go, let it rock, let it roll. Let the Bible Belt come and save my soul. Hold on to 16 as long as you can. And changes come around, will soon make us women and men. Oh yeah, the life goes on long after this thrill of living is gone. Oh yeah, they say the life goes on and on long after this thrill of living is gone. A little ditty about Jack and Diane, two American kids doing the best they can.
Thank you, Rich. That was amazing. Now, you'll remember that a few weeks ago, we featured the incredible talents of Rix 2. Well, since then, you, our wonderful audience, has chosen them to take part in our summer showcase. So we caught up with Rick and Si to see how they're getting on and to get their reactions to this brilliant news.
Woke you up at 2:45.
Kick off. All right. You start.
Yeah, well, we've been doing some stuff, playing some stuff locally, but we've been playing stuff locally for quite a while now, and it's just nice for, people talking to us and noticing us, and we've had some very positive comments, and that's great. It's our own little Christmas present.
It's been a whirlwind. It's been great. A bit of recognition at last. After all this time, you put in your due, you pay your dues, and finally, someone realises.
So, showcase of the month. Yeah, it's just nice that people know what we're doing and know about us. And when I was told, I thought, wow, I didn't expect it to go as far as this, because we do other things as well. We're both ex-teachers, so we're out of that business now, but we're doing, musically, we've been playing in the area for quite a long time anyway, even when we were working. So it's lovely that, people sort of go to you and say, I know you, I've seen you before, and it's super, it really is.
Yeah, well, in past few weeks, I've just come off tour from where do we go? Carlisle, Ayr, we've the Midlands first, and then down to Yorkshire, Essex, Colchester, just around UK.
So yeah, we're very excited to be doing the showcase. We've been putting a few bits and pieces together because we do a mixture of our own stuff and other people's stuff. We do covers and my own stuff, sort of bluesy stuff like that. So we'll give you a sneak peek of it, and hope you guys like it.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Right. Bye.
Cheers. Bye bye.
Thanks a lot.
I can't wait to see Rix 2 again in our summer showcase. I'm joined once again by Rich. And I noticed in that performance, you were playing guitar and drums at the same time. Some nifty old footwork going on there. So I understand that might be a little device that you've done yourself, made up yourself. Can you tell us more about that?
Absolutely. Well, I think you should ask my foot, because that's the one that's doing it. I don't have
it. Certainly was working well over there.
Yeah, I don't have much control over it. I'm predominantly a drummer, so when I started out doing the guitar, I always had the drums in my mind that I wanted to do, but I didn't want to do looping. I didn't want to have a backing track with the drums. I wanted to learn how to do it by myself with my foot. So it's been a 3-year project to create what I've created on the stage there, to bring it to fruition, and I'm really pleased with the way it's gone. That's about version 3 of what I've created. And it's only been within the last 6 months it's finally come together, and people are starting to recognise that I am actually drumming with one foot. And it's just a big passion of mine. I like drums, I like the sound they create, I like the rhythm. So it's my baby, if I can put it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you've got it copyrighted, or you're going to produce it and make yourself a mint of money?
Well, who knows? I mean, it's a difficult thing to do. I mean, it is a very personal thing. It has to be said. I've kind of invented it, really. I mean, there may be other people out there doing it that I don't know. I know some people do two-footed drumming, but I'm not sure if anybody does a full drum kit with 1 foot. And you know what? If somebody wants to take that and do it, make it a better thing and improve on it, I'd love to see it. You know?
But it begs the question: why hasn't anyone else thought about doing that? Because it seems a brilliant idea for you as a guitarist, being able to have drums as well.
Maybe it's just from my background of being a drummer and then transitioning over to guitar.
Yeah.
So the rhythm's there in me, I guess. But I have had people ask me to teach them, which is fair enough, but it's quite difficult to teach everything together.
Okay.
So you guys are on your own with that one. I have to. I can't tell you how to do that.
Well, we've heard a lot about your past, but I'd like to hear what you've got planned for your future.
Well, more of the same, hopefully. I mean, I'm in a really good place now. It's taken 9 years to get to this moment in my life. I've got a fabulous duo called the Hardcore Troubadours, where I've hooked up with a guy called Lee Crow, who I personally believe is not just the best guitar player in this particular area, but in many areas combined. To share a stage with Lee is an absolute privilege. I've got the best seat in the house, so when the two of us,
brilliant.
yeah, it is. It's when the two of us perform together. We bounce off each other. He bounces off me. I bounce off him.
Fantastic.
So it's great to have the duo. I want to carry on with the solo work, and if I can record a few more of these, that would be even better. Because I don't.
And
seem
on
to have
that note, Rich, thank you so much. It's great to learn more about the person behind the music. Thank you so much. We still have another performance from you yet, but first we go to a little sneak peek of next week's guests. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Will.
Hi, I'm Robert.
Hi, I'm Ian.
Hi, I'm Michael. Hi, I'm Alex.
And we're
Harry
Harry
Bridesmaids.
I can't wait for that. A big thank you to all our featured guests this week, Rix 2 and of course Rich Baxter, for being such an inspiring guest who's going to play us out with an original song of his, Texan Memory. Thanks for watching.
Well, I got secrets, too many to tell. There's one I gotta say as I bid you farewell. Well, it's like a burden, it's always on my mind. I can speak right now cause I'm always looking behind. Well, this road is long, the dust carries so far. Another gun is my sin, and an old guitar. Well, I shot JR. You can shake your head, I ain't one to lie. For 40 years I've been letting this pass me by. You can hold me down, so there's no confusion. You're not obligated to grant me absolution. Well, this road is long, the dust carries so far. Another gun is my sin, and an old guitar. Well, I shot JR. It caused commotion, spread far and wide. I sat and heard the whisperings at the bars. Well, if they only knew that I shot JR. I had a 9 till 5. There's there's nobody for me. But then I come back home to my chair and my cable TV. If they can dream a season, it means I can too. So far to believe, let me live mine through. Where this road is long, the dust carries so far. Another gun is my sin, and an old guitar. Tell me what is real, I ain't no TV star. But it's part of me, it's written in my memoirs that I shot JR. I shot JR. I shot JR.